just have to look, you guys. I'm here to remind you of what's permeating in our culture, and they always say, "Watch out for the messengers and not just listen to the message." All right, here we go. March Madness. We're bringing it in. You know, the bottom line is when I say March Madness, I had to stop and say, "Well, it's obvious. That's hearken to college NCAA basketball." It made me ask the question: which sport has the most exciting playoffs? And when I say that, I mean the playoff run from beginning to end. And the choices that I have up here are Major League Baseball, National Basketball Association, National Football League, NCAA Basketball, National Hockey League. Now, when I say the most exciting, it encompasses everything. The social atmosphere, betting, legal or otherwise.
Betting or betting? That's what you might be laying some pipe. When we talk about the girls, bet, B-E-T-T.
Oh, you know where you had to go.
I know you meant taking girls to the bed, betting. I thought you said betting.
You look at him. See what he's doing?
It's the basketball.
He's making my sports a sexual.
It is when you talk about everything about what has the best playoffs. That includes the food. From the way you said it right, it's like the game.
Yeah.
It's like because
all the elements.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? Let me remind him, Mario, you did a great job. I can't. He hit the
Super
nail
Bowl,
right.
they making that into the thing.
He's hit me in the forehead. I remind you, our new sports always is the philosophy is that sports is wrapped around sex and sex is wrapped around sports, and you can't get away from it. The purists may be the guys that go to the barbershop. I always think of places where you go where men go, women are not required. Barbershop.
And in those places, they look at women.
Right. Dominoes, dominoes, surfing. True. Those sports that go like, I'm going out there, it does not require the women to be there. But we cover sports, Mario, that always say the most exciting playoffs have all the elements. Women, food, drink, betting. Yeah, I'll let you say betting.
That's right.
And all the other elements. So
usually some liquor in there somewhere, too.
So here it
Gotta
is.
have a few little drugs.
I'm not worried about who's number one. I just want to know who's going to come in last. So if you can look at the list, Mario, and I'm going to go show it real quick for those of you.
The last one?
Yeah. There's no it's no particular order.
Last one, the least exciting is probably National Hockey League. But I tell you what, Major League Baseball, they battling for the bottom.
But
let's face it, NBA has taken over because they took the All-Star game, which is not even a playoff,
right,
and made it a party. The NBA is known for party, throw a good party.
Right.
So that's number one. The NFL actually got a black eye with this past Super Bowl. People were pissed off
because of the ticket thing.
And they had other troubles. And for what I understand, it wasn't the big party that it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be a huge party.
True.
So not them. So now with the NCAA, if you have it's just that it's spread out over a whole month.
That's right.
But that is the most exciting playoff in sports is the March Madness, I will say.
Yeah.
And even those of us in the past, I used to say this, Vic, I didn't follow college basketball.
Right.
Till March Madness.
Yeah.
And then you saw the most hellifying basketball.
Right.
So I watch all of them games.
Right. You will
hellifying.
You will watch college basketball not knowing the teams because as soon as they go into the arena or the spectrum, whatever you want to call your facility, the fans are so up in a level of volume and excitement.
And pretty college girls, all dressed up with they draw little thingies on their face.
Little thingies.
So we just love them.
Notice he called them little thingies.
Little push-ups and, the halter top, belly all out, little piercings. All down.
He's missing college. He's reminiscing.
I love to watch the cheerleaders.
Okay. All right. Well, no.
Man.
Okay, so here.
Once Kobe ain't hitting.
Okay, well, let me say. Okay, you hit it. So number one is your NCAA basketball.
Number one.
Who's your number two?
My number two is going to be the NFL.
NFL playoffs?
No, excuse me, NBA.
NBA playoffs?
Right.
Okay, all right. Number
NBA
three.
playoffs is NFL. See, there's a gap now. The NBA playoffs actually is a whole different thing because it's not called the second season for, that's for a real reason.
Right.
It is the second season. It's a hell of a different style and energy of play.
Right.
So the NBA is the next hot one.
Okay. All right. Well, all right. Let's go. That's cool.
Baseball
is so hockey and baseball are pulling up the rear, and like I say, Mario, I always say there's an evolution as it relates to fans of social media. I think the whole idea of sports, I think those organizations that deal with sports as being in a traditional framework and a form, I'll say this much. the more that they have the doctrine of adding the personalities to your sport, the more they're more successful. There are a lot of people who are transferring over from one sport into NASCAR, for example. I can't tell you the players, but when they go from, say, if they go from anything that deals with, say, I forgot what they call that. You know, when you're hitting oh man, if it's snowboarding or if it's anything like that, you're seeing players who are coming from that field of interest say, hey, NASCAR has now done something that is the ultimate that most guys want to deal with when they're young: speed. They love speed. And the women are getting involved, and they put a great front face of women being in it. They do it.
NASCAR has some pretty women. They do a great job. Y'all are Daisy Dukes. Get out there.
The motocross professionals are starting to consider it as well. So they're taking people from skiing, motocross, whatever, to NASCAR because it involves speed. So I look at NASCAR as being one. I didn't even bring that up because they don't have the playoff. They have the competition system, which is a point system, totally different. Right. So I'm looking at NASCAR being the example of how to make it work and break away from that old traditional form. Baseball and hockey, y'all got problems. Yeah, but somehow social media is going to have to come into your game, and I don't know how it's going to happen. Now, Mario, I'm going to go to something else here. This is called which sport has the most attractive female fans and best chance of male-female bonding. Now, before you say anything, I want you to think about what that involves. We're saying it's almost a two-part question. The most attractive female fans and the bonding. Now, Mario, you're an advocate of sports. You've played basketball. You've played hockey. You've ice speed skating.
I have.
You've done it all.
Not quite. Still have my sphincter tone.
So, you see, I'm sorry. So here we go. I'm going to list some choices here just so you guys know what we're talking about. I have the selected sports topics or ones you believe the most attractive women are a part of that follow or engage, whether they're into sports or not. I'm going to start off with football, track and field, soccer, basketball, hockey, baseball, and I have basketball on there twice. My bad on that one. But bottom line, Mario, where do you find in your history, currently and moving forward, the sport that you look forward to going to involving the most attractive females?
Probably basketball, but man, let me tell you, soccer's right on their ass.
I knew you was going to say that.
But you know what? You know the thing about soccer, why people don't get it, is because it's so international.
Right.
So you see all these women, they're not speaking your language.
You don't care.
But you don't care. You don't care. They got women from all over the world. It's like going to the Gypsy Kings concert. Man, you go y'all ain't been to Gypsy King. I'm telling you, women from all over the world. They got all the international. So
right.
I love it. I love it because you see it with soccer.
Right.
You see the international flavor.
Right.
But if it wasn't for the NBA,
right,
I would have to go with soccer. But the NBA,
yes.
That the girls show up.
Yeah.
It must be the Big Bamboo.
Wait a minute.
The Big Bamboo.
Wait a minute. It's not the Big Bamboo.
Not the Big Bamboo.
Let's give it more credit.
It's the little sprigs.
All right. Here we go. So your number one right now is NBA. NBA has done a great job of transferring its players over, and including women in a different way and taking full advantage of their conservatism.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Number two is soccer for you, right?
Yes, it is.
Number two. Third. Who's your third? What's the third place?
Track and field.
Very good. But now here's the problem. You think track and field is better than football fans?
Man, you know the thing about football. Well, maybe not.
Think about it now.
Maybe not.
Okay. All right.
Maybe not, because you have football fans.
Right.
But some of the football fans could be on the field too.
Right.
We have a whole spectrum of women at the football game.
Okay.
Because, some of the women, footballs, traditionally,
right,
it attracts some women who only want to play.
Right. You know what? He has a message he's sending you guys.
I'm just saying there's some of them out there.
He's sending
everybody
a message a different way.
Here in the U.S. They big. They eating.
You know what? I'm going to leave it alone.
Eating that chicken.
Well, okay. Here's the part. The one that's suffering, the one that you don't hear guys talk about, and I'm going to say this, and I'm not saying it's not true. To me, baseball is more of a family game. You bring the children. I see that being more permeated through a sport. Do you ever think of going to a baseball game and going like, man, they have some fine women at the baseball games? Do you say that to yourself?
No.
Do you say that on a football game? If you're going to see the Raiders or anyone like that?
Yes.
Yeah, you say that.
I don't know. Maybe because baseball is more of a – I actually think of it in the way you say it almost, more family sports.
Yeah.
Except that everybody's just usually drunk on beer. It's a very slow game.
Wait a minute.
Baseball's hard. That's why they got to have all that shit. You got to go there to eat, drink, because there ain't no action. You might as well, you got plenty of time. Go to the head, hang out at the bar.
That's wrong.
You got all that time in baseball.
I agree.
Come back and score a 1-0.
And you're right. You're right. And the worst, but I think it may be a hidden gem. I'm going to say this. I knew he's going to do that. I've only been to one hockey game, but I was pleasantly surprised of the women who are involved in hockey. Here's the problem, Mario. Here's the first problem before you say anything. You know, when they show a hockey game, they really don't show you the fans close up.
Because they got those little old ladies screaming for blood.
See? So the problem...
Little old ladies,
right.
Nice little ladies. Kill him! Rip his fucking neck off and swallow him, bitch.
I don't know if it's
and I'd be like
that.
A little... Then the lady says, I brought you some brownies. Would you like a cookie?
Okay. You know what? You're wrong.
I'm looking at the little old lady like, I don't know if I would eat your cookies.
Okay. Well,
they're all
okay.
nice. Hockey fans are so nice in the stand. That's why they get you, man. They all sweet. Hi there. Would you like to share a beef jerky?
Oh, yeah. You know what?
And I was like, I can't rip his freaking nuts on there. Got it in there.
Right.
You're like, geez, people.
Well, see, and I think this is it. I think the part that the other sports do a good job of, even NASCAR to a certain extent, and NASCAR still
weeding out the nuts before they get in.
Well, that's not that you're funny. That's cool. I'm just saying NASCAR, because its bigger events have multiple of hundreds of thousands of people there. So if they go to Daytona or any others, they can have easily 300, 400,000 fans there. That's the part that they do a good job is they show you the female element as it relates to the position of being on the pit road, being in the fans, pre, post, the celebration, everything. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, hockey doesn't show you that. No. Baseball doesn't show you that. So if they don't ever include that element of women being involved from the beginning, middle, and end, they're going to suffer.
That's part of their marketing. They need to branch it all out.
I know.
Spread it around. Like, for example, even though they have the hockey usually in the same stadiums that they have basketball,
right,
you don't hear a lot about the concessions.
Nope.
You don't hear a lot about the environment of the whole.
Right.
They just need to maybe up it and make it get a little more.
Yeah, I agree. It's suffering, and I'm not saying the truth enthusiasts cannot get satisfied by those sports, but I just think they have to evolve and paint pictures of the players who bring something, not just controversy, waiting for somebody like Miguel Cabrera who, had a DUI and spin that story over and over again because they don't have anything else to bring. And you have 160 games throughout the year. You guys can't find a different way to permeate a female social element that embraces the beginning, middle, and end of baseball. All right, here we go.
Right.
Shock, stunned, or expected. Not too much today, I have to say that, because unfortunately, I had planned for, to have these guests sit up here and be the target of our. I had planned it, man. They didn't show up.
DeVoe and Jesse.
Yeah.
They probably all somewhere screwing. Each other over.
Silence. That's what they say. Count to 1,001.
I know.
1,002.
What happened was everybody was trying to figure out who was doing what to who.
You're right.
They were like, wait, it's Peanut, DeVoe, and then Jesse.
Jesse.
Either way you come up, it's a little weird.
It's weird.
But that's okay. Thank you, Jesse, for keeping it live.
That's wrong, man. All right. Okay, here we go. Oh, my God. I have to sit back and say, shock, stunned, or expected. Not much. These are more statements than anything else. You don't care about the NFL CBA ending Thursday, which is the collective bargaining agreement, because it's not affecting your money. Shock, stunned, or expected, Mario, to have that statement thrown in your face. You don't care, do you?
I'm shocked to have that statement thrown in my face.